Hey everyone, Josh here with a close-up look at a Star Wars toy. And today we're going to unbox Emperor Palpatine from the Black Series. So before we get him out of here, just real quick, I want to kind of take a look at the packaging and show you guys what's going on here. And you'll notice that this figure doesn't have a number on it because this was a store exclusive. It was an Amazon exclusive. And then on the back here, of course, we have the character description, and I'll go ahead and read that for you guys real quick. Emperor Palpatine, scheming, powerful, and evil to the core. Darth Sidious restored the Sith and destroyed the Jedi Order. He slowly manipulated the political system of the Galactic Republic until he was named Supreme Chancellor, and eventually Emperor, ruling the galaxy through fear and tyranny. Alright, so that's a pretty good description there for a figure. So let's go ahead and get him out of here, and I'm already excited. I can see the lightning and the multiple faces here. So let's see what he does, how he interacts with all his stuff, and of course the throne is in here as well. So that should be fun. Oh, very cool. Okay, so well, one of the things I'm seeing right off the bat, he's rubber banded in. Okay, so he separates from the throne, and you can see it very nice. It looks very screen accurate. So we'll take a closer look at this in a moment when we see how he interacts with it, and it does rotate. So very cool. Other than that, I do not offhand see anything that it does that's unique or interesting. But we've got the cane here, and very nice looking. And then let's just go ahead and see if we can get him out of here. And yeah, he is rubber banded in here so that they can pose him in the box. So I'm trying to cut this guy loose without breaking the robe or cutting it or anything like that. Okay. Just yanked it out of there. There we go. Alright, so, whoops, I already see one of the hands popped out. So let's go ahead and pull the hood back a little bit so we can see the face sculpt, and then I want to kind of straighten his legs up because he's in a sitting position here. Okay, so very cool. So parts of his robe are plastic, and just go ahead and pull this down. Oh wow, they actually have the hair on them. I didn't think they would show that. So, but there's what he looks like with the hood down. And yeah, he does have his hair on there. And let's see here. Okay, so he just has a overrobe. Okay, so that's interesting. You can take the robe off, which is one thing we have never seen, is him take the actual robe off in any of the films or anything like that. So very cool. And then I'm kind of wondering how the faces swap out, and it looks like you just literally pop out. I'm looking at him in the box. You literally pop off the entire head, and then you can see the little belt is actually flexible plastic, and then his got a little bit of pinch, and then you can see he's just wearing black pants. But real quick, since we got him out of the box here and we're looking at him, let's go through the articulation. And that's a creepy looking neck. It's all wrinkly. So, okay. So you got some up and down, and okay, full rotation. I wasn't sure about that because of the head removal. And then coming down here at the arms, you should have up and down. Full rotation at the shoulder. Full rotation at the upper arm here. Then you have elbow, back and forth. Let's see here, so wrist rotation, and okay, so he's got up and down to the pinky to thumb like that on this hand, and it looks like it's the same on both. And then going down, you should have waist rotation And that's it, no back and forth. And then looks like his legs are pretty standard. You get the upper, well, you should have back, forth, and then you should have upper leg rotation, and then knee bend, and then we have a serial number on the boot, and then you have a forward and backward at the ankle, and then a full rotation. So seems like a pretty standard figure other than the clothing. And yeah, just looking at it, the bottom robing it looks like it's permanently attached, so you're not going to remove that. So since we have the robe off and it makes his hands easier to see, one of the things I want to look at here is the hand sculpts. And so if you look on his right hand, it's kind of like the standard open fist, and then he's got a little pointer finger out, which, yeah, I guess that's accurate for him on his other hand there. So very cool. So let's see how he interacts with the cane. And it's pretty big, and it's got a pretty big handle. So I think, okay. And there you see why you want the wrist articulation to go from pinky to thumb, so he can move the cane and stuff. If his, hand articulation was stuck in that position, it would be a little bit more difficult. But yeah, you can get a little more action with the cane, I guess. They should have made it's a little short. Maybe they should have made it a little taller. It's not quite hitting the ground. Even I got his arm fully extended here. It just barely hits the ground. So, but there you go. That's how that's gonna look. And then it's in there real good. Well, yeah, it's got a real good grip on it. But I wanted to see, can you put it in the other hand? And yeah, you can. It looks good too. So, and so it does appear that you can rotate the little belt with the strap hanging down. So, all right. And one thing I want to show you guys real quick before we get into the hands and the head. So the outer robe does come off, and it's got a little tiny, let's see if I can get the light on it right there. It doesn't have any highlights on it. It's solid black, but it's that little, if I can get it to, it's got a design engraved on it, or stamped on it from the mold, but it's just like a little plastic clasp, and it's not even a clasp. It's just one side it's attached. The other side has like a little egg-shaped thing, and you just stick it through the hole, and that's how you attach his robing. So I thought that was kind of unique. I've never seen them do that before. So very interesting. So, all right, we still got some things in the pan here. And so, of course, those popped right out. These are pretty cool. I've never seen it done like this. I've got other Emperor action figures where they have some sort of lightning bolt usually attaches to his hand or something. I've never actually seen them mold the lightning bolts to the hand. It's well done. It looks good. And I can see the benefit of doing that. It doesn't come off or anything like that, but very nice looking. I think that looks awesome. But as you can see, you got to take not my favorite thing to do, but you do got to remove his hands to put these on, and we'll do that in a second. And then the other thing I wanted to kind of look at was the face sculpts, and this would be easier to leave them in the pan to look at them, but yeah, very nice. I don't know how well you can see the detail on camera. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the heads out of here. And they're pretty good. I thought, just looking through the box, I thought they were just like little masks that you would swap out, but it is actually the full head. And you can see they actually painted his eyes, and you can see his pupils and his teeth. So very nice, very well done. And it's the same thing with this one. And this one, where he's got the scowl on, you can actually look in there and see his teeth and everything. Very nice, very well done. Okay, so, and then just to compare to the other one again, You can see it's more of a just standard kind of plain face. He's not making any kind of facial expression or anything. And then this one, he's kind of grinning. And then you can see, yeah, they made the forehead crease a little more prominent on these. And then, whoops. And then you also have the, they're slippery. You also have the angry one. So let's go ahead and try swapping a head out and see how that goes. And yeah, this is never... Whoa, my favorite thing to do, to remove the head of a figure. So, just for fun, I want to put the angry one on and see how that looks. Okay, well, he's got so much neck articulation. When you push down, it starts to, yeah, that's it. It starts to move the neck piece, and it's, yeah, you gotta put a lot of pressure on that. Yeah, it's a little bit tricky. Hold on a second here. All right, I got the new face on, and I was kind of expecting a little like clicking, popping sound to let you know the head is engaged. You can't really hear it, but you can feel it. But looks good. It fits the figure well. You still have the articulation, and it's just a little bit. Yeah, his head is on a ball joint, and it looks like it should rotate, but just because of the thickness they made his neck, it's not. You kind of got to force it. He will rotate, but it's just a little bit of a kind of forcing it. And then let's go ahead and, wow, yeah, it's a little bit. You got to work that thing a little bit. All right, so let's see if we can. This one goes in any easier. See his head. Okay, I felt it depressed down that time. Okay. It's the part with the ball on it. Every time you press down, it wants to like slide and wants to move backwards. So it's a little bit tricky. But yeah, these are very good head sculpts. So very nice. All right, let's try popping this one off. Oh, see, that was the sound I was hoping to hear. Something like that when we put the head on. So let's try to put the one that was he was wearing in the box. There you go. That's the sound I'm looking for. All right. So next, let's try the hands and see what that looks like. And I'm just going to go ahead and pull both of them out right off. Whoops. And then we're going to put these in. So, and these have a lot of, they're not brittle or anything. They have flex to them. So if you were going to pose them, actually, in your stand or whatever, electrocuting someone like, say, Luke, you could actually have the bolts, the electricity wrapping around him. So, I mean, yeah, well done. All right. So, this looks really good. I like it. So there you can see what he looks like with the lightning bolt hands. Very nice. All right. And they're staying on there. They're interacting with the figure good. I always get disappointed when they make really cool accessories for a figure and they don't interact or work well with the figure. So, all right, there we go. Let's get his hands back in there. I don't know. I appreciate the extra accessories, the being able to swap them out. It just feels really weird disassembling your figures like this. It almost feels wrong. Okay. So what we're going to do now is, again, look at this throne real quick, and it's kind of like the seat is softer. It's kind of like a flexible plastic. And you can see they made it a little bit purple. And then there's some control panels, and as far as I can tell, they do not do anything. They're just decorative. It's got another one on the inside here, and another 2 panels on that side, and then there's a little contraption at the very top here. And yeah, other than it does rotate, and you can actually feel it, like, you can't hear it. Oh, it does. You can remove the base apparently, and you can see why it's clicking. It has like a flat spots on it. But yeah, you could, if you can rotate it, so very cool. But what I wanted to do while he's out of the robe is put him in it, just to kind of see. Okay, well, that's interesting. I kind of remember, maybe I'm remembering wrong, I haven't watched Return of the Jedi in a little while. I remember maybe the throne was a little bit bigger, because if you look, I've got him sitting in here, and it's kind of nice because he stays in, it holds him in, but his head is actually, I don't know if you bend him a little bit, it's not, but when I first put him in, his head is actually touching the top, and it was holding him in, but now he's just sitting in it normal. So I just kind of wanted, with the robing off, wanted to be able to see how he scale-wise fits on this thing. And yeah, I guess to have his feet down, you gotta kind of scoot him forward a little bit. So, and then to have him on the back, yeah, I guess I sat him up too straight, but you gotta kind of slide him forward in the seat and then lean his back, and he sits in the chair a little more appropriately, I believe. So, all right. So then the final thing we want to do here is put his robe back on and see if we can get this his robe to rebuckle. And if you guys aren't taking a lot of robing off your figures, one of the easiest ways I found to do it is you put the figure's arms kind of back like this, and then you just want to slide their arms in there, and then you don't really have to stretch anything or bend the figures or stretch the robing. But again, let's see if we can get this clasped. It's a little bit tricky. It's just this tiny little hole that you're trying to get it in. Okay, I kind of had to take him off camera and fiddle with him for a few minutes. It's just because I've got bigger fingers and these are little tiny delicate parts. And it's a little bit tricky for me sometimes to, but it's just, you just got to get a little pin and a little hole through the fabric. It's not that big a deal. I just had to kind of fiddle with it for a little bit off camera. And so one of the things I'm actually kind of impressed with, just looking at it right off the bat, is however they designed his robe, they have it designed so the hood stays up and stays on there. I don't know how, okay, yeah, they put little stitching on the side to put the little fold in it. And there's a little stitching on the back to keep that fold there, but it's the way it's working out really well, because when you pull the hood back, it just pops right back up on him. So I actually like that. So I've never seen him being able to pull that off with a robe before, but it works well. So, but yeah, that's pretty good. Pops, it's like it's spring loaded. Okay, so the final little test I want to give him here is, and we'll do it with his cane in his hand, it just seems appropriate. Okay, is, will the Emperor stand on his own? I like to check every figure for this just to be sure, and so you don't need to buy any bonus or extra stands for figures like this. But there he is, everyone. This is Emperor Palpatine from the Black Series collection. This is the deluxe version of him that comes with the throne. There's the throne right there. And thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying the videos, and if you are, give us a like, give us a subscribe. It would really help us out, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.